So we are just finishing the first 10-week 6 Steps to Success class, which you've heard me talk about before. So this is the inaugural class. We had 10 students in it to begin with, and 6 have finished the class, and we have 3 so far here for presentation this morning.
How many started?
We're hoping we have 4, but we have 3 for sure.
How many started the class?
Pardon?
You said 6 finished. How many started?
10. Yeah. And the 4 that dropped out pretty much finished the whole curriculum and actually thanked us for helping them make the decisions that they made to go back and rework their business plan or do something else or keep their day job in real estate or whatever it might have been. You've seen some of those people here actually before. It was a very interactive class. It was a very good class. And just so you know, our program, 10 Weeks to Success, 10 Weeks to Success, 10 Weeks, 6 Steps to Success, that program is geared to help start nonprofits as well as for-profits. So actually in our mix today, 2 of the 3 that are here are nonprofits. So I'm going to start with Sheila O'Kelly, who's right here in the front row. And Sheila has a company, a nonprofit company called the GEMS Project.
Yeah.
She counsels domestic abuse people, mostly women. And all of these presenters today are actually of military. Sheila's husband, William, is a sergeant major active in the Army. So we have a very strong veteran constituency in this class. There were 9 of the 10 actually that had veteran backgrounds. And all of these presenters have that background as well. So Sheila, you want to come forward?
Yes.
Sheila has a lot of chutzpah. She has a visual impairment and a hearing impairment, and she's still very aggressive and active in starting this nonprofit. So let me give you the mic so they can hear you. I'm talking into the green light.
Can you guys hear me?
Oh, yeah.
All right. Good morning. My name is Sheila Kelly, and these are my cards for the GEMS Project. So what the GEMS Project is we are a resource and referral agency based on domestic violence. We help the whole family. Of course the women, but also the men and children, unfortunately, become part of domestic violence situations. So we provide resources that they may need. Where is a shelter? Where is transitional housing? How can I get out of town? What is the 411 plan for getting me to a better quality of life? That is our main goal and the things that we want and we do help people with. I also work with people with disabilities, making sure they have a great life, because it's only what you do in your life. It's not what people tell you can do, what you can do. It's what you choose to do. The GEMS Project has been really going strong since January. We just got back from Fort Hood, Texas. So I've been gone for 3 years, so I had to come back, reestablish my connections, and I'm grateful to Brad and the 6 Steps program because it really put me back on a pathway. Now, I do have a clientele that I'm actively working with. Even when we help the women and say we get them to a certain point, we do a follow-up program and we keep up with them until they say they don't need me. Sheila, I don't need you. I'm like, okay, you don't need me? You don't need me. But usually they need me. So, we are looking for funding programs. We are working on updating our website. And right now we are taking donations, cash donations, because we're trying to get our website, the PayPal, and this little icon thing where people can donate. We are working on getting that up and running by August. That's really my pitch. That's who I am. This is what I do. I want to help everybody in the world. I can't help everybody, but yes, in a way I can, because everybody has an issue. So are there any questions?
So maybe some questions for Sheila? Can you repeat, can you speak like, she may not be able to see your hand, that's why.
Oh, gotcha. Sheila, what's different about your agency than the other agencies out there? Where do you fit in?
What's different from, between me and everybody else? I am more personable. I think, I'm not, to me, a client is not just a case number. I take it very seriously. I try and work one-on-one, and you can't always get that in agencies because they're overloaded. I have a former relationship that dealt with domestic violence, so I know what the women are going through firsthand. And I just want to see them succeed. It's not about the grant money, the funding or whatever. My goal is to see them above ground and not be below ground. And of course, I'm very nervous.
Another question?
Sheila, how do
Yes.
you attract your clientele? Like, how do you go about forming your network and just, because it's kind of, let's say I'm a abused husband, boyfriend, or whatever. I would be embarrassed to come out in front of people and say, hey, I need help because I'm being abused by my wife.
And wives do abuse husbands, and that is true.
Yes, kid.
Point blank, God gives me the people that need to be helped. Because I don't always see everything, God has a way of having the women, men, children. I've even had children come to me in the mall. I had a little girl come to me and tell me that her mom was in the bathroom crying because her dad had hit her. Now, how did that little girl know that me, out of all the people in Cross Creek Mall, could help her? I word of mouth. I'm on Facebook. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm on Facebook, you guys. You can contact me, Sheila Kelly, or the Gym Project. We have our own page. And people just, there's a word in my brain that I'm trying to bring down to my mouth, but it won't come to me right now because I smell all that coffee and my stomach is growling. But people just, thank you.
Sense.
People just connect to me somehow. They just know that, you know. I hope I answered your question. If I
Yes,
didn't,
ma'am.
would you like a card and then call me? And give me time to think about it, and then I'll have the real answer.
It was just hypothetical, man. I'm cool.
Oh, thank you. Oh, you make me, thank you.
Don't be shy now.
One more question?
He's embarrassed.
Your boyfriend beat you up, that's okay, we understand.
We have,
Thank you for your sympathies.
any more questions for Sheila?
Yes.
One more question right here.
Where are you located?
Where are you located?
I am located, I am moving into an office in the Partnership for Children building, but right now I am mobile. So if you would like a card, you can call me at any time, and I can, if you would like to meet with me, we can set up a time. Hopefully around food, because I know when people get to eating and talking, they kind of, let their guard down, and we do better. And I really appreciate you guys listening to me today. Thank you.
Ryan, for those that came, I'd like you to repeat your name again so they can jot it down.
Yeah. Sheila O'Kelly. O''Kelley.
EY.
EY. The Gym Project. GEMS Project. Okay. Obviously, nonprofits need donations. Sheila's a very fine person. She's not certified as a counselor, but I think of what she's doing as a gatekeeper. People are coming to her with problems, and she's helping plug them into the right solution for those problems. And that may be even more valuable than just doing counseling one-on-one. So think about that donation question. We're going to go to our other nonprofit, Sabrina. So 2 nonprofits in a row. This is Sabrina Pruitt, and her project is called the Olive, OLIVE project. She's on a somewhat similar track to Sheila but a little different target audience and a bigger plan about building a village. Sabrina Pruitt.
Do I need that? Or?
You want to talk into the little green light?
You can wear it around your neck so you don't have to hold it if that's easier.
Hello? Can you
Yep.
guys hear me? Okay. All right, I'm nervous.
You got this. You're good.
Hi, my name is Sabrina Pruitt. I am the founder of the Olive Project. What I do is I want a mentorship. I am creating an initiative called Be Guilty by Association. It's for our kids growing up, ages, it doesn't matter the age, up to like 21. Because I know that they need guidance. They need, how can I say it? They need confidence. Confidence is one of the main things that if you don't have, you're susceptible to pretty much everything. You're susceptible to violence. You don't, how can I say it? You're susceptible to depression. Why do we have so many people killing themselves? Why do we have so many children getting on Facebook and seeing all of these negative things about them, and then they can't talk to anybody, and then they die? These are things that I want to help solve or eliminate, if possible. I know that I wasn't, as a kid, I wasn't as sure as I should have been with myself. And I know that avenues could have just went left or south. But because I had certain people in my life, it was easier for me to be like, you know what, I can do this. And it was easier when I was in high school and I'm like the dark-skinned child and everybody is, most of the people is light-skinned or different. Then it was, oh, dang, you're not that cool because you dark-skinned. Or, I had a teacher that was like, everybody's beautiful. You're beautiful. And it just helped me. And I was like, okay, well, I'm not out having babies and I'm not doing this and I'm not doing that. And then when I got into the military, I was gracious enough to have a command that was God-fearing. And every Tuesday we would have Bible study. And I was a hard worker, I did my job, and I went to Bible study. The lower enlisted did not go to Bible study. It was higher enlisted, sergeant majors, commands, the command team, the chiefs. So one day I needed something to do. I needed a part. Nobody would give me this part. I went to the chief and I said, Chief, nobody has this part. He said, I'm not giving you this part. I know you need it. I'm not giving it to you. I said, okay, roger that. No problem. Because if you show fear, you like, dang, you ain't gonna, they really not gonna give it to you. So I said, roger that, and I started to walk away. He said, aren't you that girl that be in Bible study every Tuesday? Yes, I am, sir. Yes, I am. Okay, but because I know you, and I know you're there every Tuesday, I'm going to give you this part because I'm trusting because I know you. Because he's seen my face every day or Tuesdays. So I said, you know what? If I can affect people just like that because you are guilty by association and people are willing to help you, I want to be that medium. I want to be that for people. I want people to know that it doesn't matter if you're a single parent. It doesn't matter if you're a police officer. What matters is you have a good heart and you are training up these kids to be where they need to be. And I want everybody to be like that. So that's my initiative for kids. Then I like housing. I love green housing. My ultimate goal is to have a self-sustaining green community. But we have to start somewhere. So that's my spiel. Again, I'm Sabrina Pruitt, and if you have any questions, I'm here.
Questions, fire away.
Sabrina,
Yes, sir.
the people
you said, you mentioned in your life that were influential for you in terms of what led you to create this idea, this initiative. How did you meet them? The ones that influenced you when you were young?
How did I meet them?
Yes.
I guess in my math teacher was the one that in high school was the one that helped me. Let's see. It's mainly like through just day-to-day life. You I guess you just gravitate to the people, or people gravitate to you to see that you're trying and they see something in you.
So is the initiative, in terms of what you're trying to create with this initiative, are you thinking about making this something that's outside of a person's everyday life, or something where you can kind of partner with, let's say, a school, since a math teacher, or a command that says, hey, we're going to give you these things, and whether a person wears a pin or something that kind of identifies them as this is who they are, so people around them, when they become familiar with your initiative, know to expect this from this kind of person.
Yes.
That's a person you can go to get critical feedback, or you can bounce things off of, or build a relationship and trust in your everyday life, or even in the Fayetteville or Cumberland County community.
You know what? I didn't come at it at that angle, but I think that's a really good idea. I know that I wanted the kids to have shirts or show their support and know, and then adults can recognize them, but I didn't think about it as the kids recognizing these adults.
Right, because I guess I raised that point because your math teacher, I don't know if your math teacher knew that you were struggling with self-image, right? Or how the math teacher made that comment, but it may very well be that the math teacher didn't know. So sometimes as a kid, you may not know where to go to correct those ideas in your mind. But if you see someone who's identified as this person is a person I can go to, I think that removes a barrier for kids to not be afraid because they don't know who to talk to. So you may identify a kid, but the adult, obviously you want the adult to be the assertive one, to mentor the kids, but I think also there's space for a kid to say, hey, you know what? That guy has a pin on, and the other 85 days I saw him, I didn't say anything, but today I need to talk to someone and he has a pin. So that becomes a quick association.
Thank you. I really appreciate that.
Absolutely. But I like the idea.
Another question?
Sabrina, what's your hook? You gave me a great story of Sabrina. We're here about business, so tell me, what's your hook? How do you get kids to recognize, or how do you get them to come to Sabrina, the Olive Project? What's your hook?
Okay, well, my hook is I'm not getting them to come to me, I'm coming to them. So I am stressing to make myself better. So I took a public speaking class so different avenues that I know that I need to work on to be more effective at getting across my word to them. So with that being said, I'm going to be going to the schools. I'm going to be creating programs, or I'm going to be creating summer programs and different things of that nature to be able to have them go somewhere different from their environment, to show them something different and to teach them something different.
Would you say your story could be your hook? When you go to schools and you tell your story, that little kid may be in the back row and you may...
Possibly.
Okay.
Not everybody is, can relate, but I know a couple that can.
Okay.
So our kids are our future, and so many children struggle with self-image today. How do you select the child for this project, or do they select you?
They select, and ultimately it's everybody that's involved. It's not just the kids. So if a parent sees, hey, your parent should be your first line of defense. You should know your child.
Should be.
Should be. I know, they should be. But, if the parent doesn't, the kid will. Hey, I want to be in this program. Or the parent should be like, you know what? I know my child is struggling in this area. Let me help them, assist them, and put them in something that I know that will build them up.
They don't know. These young parents don't know.
Yeah, I spent
I know.
20 years in public education with second grade, and I stand firm on what you say, that I am my child's biggest advocate, whether it's in the classroom or in real life or anywhere else. However, out of a classroom of 20 kids, I may have, in my last couple of years of teaching, 2 or 3 that have that base and background.
But like the gentleman over here said, it's not just me, it's a team effort.
Right.
So if I have more ambassadors than just me, I know it can be more effective. I had someone tell me, this is my personal experience. I have a 10-year-old. So he was 2, and someone said, you're trying to raise your child to be in a suit and tie already. Why are you doing that? Why don't you listen? He's gonna go to school anyway. They're going to teach him. Oh my God. Who is supposed to be raising their child? Not the teacher. The teacher helps assist me where I want my child to be. And that was so hurtful to me, because if you think that way, more people think that way. We don't need that. We don't need that.
There are many agencies that are similar, providing services for youth. Where did you expect to get the funding?
Where do I expect to get the funding?
Because of, grants and things that have already been given out,
Right.
agencies that exist.
I expect to get the funding through grants, through government, through the hearts and, the people. I mean, if you know you work from sun up to sundown and you know you can't do it, why not contribute to something that you know is going to be a good cause?
We won't give the name of the company, but she has an infectious personality, and a very large Fortune 500 has already approached her.
Oh, that's great.
So one thing is the business cards are coming around, and there's a lot more of us than usual. If you've got a business card, take a picture of it and pass it on, and that way more people can have the opportunity.
Good idea. So we just heard from Sheila and Sabrina, and we're about to hear from Nicole. I just want to make a point, as I was saying earlier, our 10-week 6 Steps to Success program is applicable to nonprofits, and you've just heard from 2 of them. So we believe nonprofits need to be taught the same disciplines that you teach a for-profit if they're going to be successful in their endeavors, which of course is not necessarily making money, it's making people happy, it's satisfying needs, it's being more philanthropic. But we're using the same discipline to teach nonprofits how to operate effectively and be sustainable as we are for-profits. And you've just seen 2 very good examples. We're going to switch to a for-profit now, and this is Nicole Walcott. Some of you know her already, and Kent, we may need help getting fired up here.
What's the name of the company?
The name of the company is Floating Shanty.
Shanti.
Yep. LLC.
Yes.
SHANTI.
Yes. And if everyone could just bear with me, this will be my first time using Blackboard, so I'll probably mess it up, but we'll just get through it. And so I just swipe like that, right?
If you just touch the screen, it will. And we're going to put you on.
While she's getting equipped, I want you to know that her intention is to start this business in downtown Fayetteville and to be part of the movement to make Fayetteville great again.
So are we ready?
Yep.
Okay.
Do you want the mic or can you talk?
I prefer not to use the microphone. I have a generally loud voice. Can everyone hear me okay?
Yes.
Fantastic. I think the Army had something to do with that. So my name is Nicole Walcott, and my business is Floating Shanti. I would like to start off by asking you guys a couple of questions. So who in the room deals with chronic pain? Go ahead, raise your hands. Keep them up high. And now, who in this room deals with stress on a daily basis? Okay, thanks guys. Now what happens if, yes. What would you say if I could offer you a solution to both of those problems that did not involve picking up a single medication? We offer a unique mix of flotation, yoga, and massage therapy that gives our clients relief from stress and chronic pain without ever having to pick up a medication. So I can see by the looks on everyone's faces that you're probably all thinking, what is flotation therapy? I've included a short video to be able to explain a little bit more about this unique therapy. Oh, perfect. And is there sound? How do I make the sound go up? Hold on, we're gonna pause for a second because you need to hear it.
You should be able just to touch the board, like,
Just touch it?
the video. There you go.
Okay. No?
The sound is over there. So the right.
I told you this was gonna happen.
Let's see. Where's the volume first?
Tap on the thing again, the video.
Oh, tap on it?
Yeah, you see the sound on the right.
Over on the far
over
right.
there.
Ah.
Oops.
You might have to assist him.
Yeah.
You should be able to touch the board. There you go.
Okay, now I wanna go
Let's see if it works.
to the beginning.
You may have to do the voiceover.
It looks like
video.
it looks like the video paused.
Hang
So
on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hang on. Okay, that's all the other one have, but I had turned down at the system, did you turn it back up?
I did not.
Okay, that's what the problem is.
Ah.
These smartphones.
Woo! There we go. Yes.
So, what's the practice on slideshow? No, I'm not leaving yet until I find out the volume is too loud.
Oh, back one. And you should be able to just, yeah, press play.
I think we can
Simultaneously relax not only the body but the mind as well. You're removing yourselves from the bombardment of your senses while simultaneously relaxing your body on the surface of the water. And due to the density of the salt water, there's no gravity. You're actually escaping the forces of gravity here on Earth, which creates spectacular pain relief. It's unlike anything else in terms of relaxation and de-stressing and just kind of unwinding at the end of your day.
Floating can help everyone in so many ways. It can help with pain relief, it can help you sleep better, it can just give you this place to be at peace.
So we at Floating Shanti recognize that there is an enormous need in this country today to relieve chronic pain and stress. According to the American Institute for Stress, 60% of all illness and disease, their primary cause is stress. If you are stressed out, you are 50% more susceptible to heart disease, heart attack, and cancer. According to the National Institutes for Health, pain is more common than heart disease, diabetes, and cancer combined. So what is the solution for all of this? Flotation therapy provides complete sensory deprivation. The pods themselves are soundproof, they're completely dark, and due to the high density of Epsom salts in the water, there's zero gravity. This allows patients to be able to access immediate pain relief, accelerate their healing, and simultaneously be able to access the benefits from stillness and silence in their mind that is normally only accessed through deep meditation. While everyone can benefit from flotation therapy, we have chosen to primarily target the military and first responder population. We've chosen this because military and first responders often deal with much higher levels of stress and pain than the average American, so we feel that they will receive greater benefits from these therapies. We have a very unique first-to-market advantage here in Fayetteville. There are no other float centers within a 90-mile radius of here. I've listed some of our competitors and how we differentiate ourselves from them. what's next? We are currently seeking $65,000 in startup costs for the business. We will primarily conduct our sales through government contracts, programs with first responders and local healthcare agencies, corporate wellness programs, and finally retail sales. We will market ourselves through direct campaigns to local governments, first responder agencies in the local community. We will do this through digital marketing, SEO, social media marketing, and print marketing. These are our financial projections for our first 3 years in business. As you can see, we are projecting a $7,000 profit in 2017, $144,000 profit in 2018, and $168,000 profit in 2019. Here's a list of our milestones with a projected opening date of September 1st this year. And finally, just a little bit about myself. I'm originally from New York. I have 2 beautiful children, Grant and Sky, who actually attend the Early Childhood Education Center here on campus. I serve as the president of the parent board there. I am married to a wonderful man who serves his community as a law enforcement officer. His name is Josh, and he's sitting right in the back of the room.
Hi, Josh.
I'm a graduate of the University of Connecticut. I have a bachelor's degree in economics, and I did a brief stint at Morgan Stanley. I was a financial advisor, and I've taken my passion for holistic wellness, and I've brought it to Fayetteville through working with the Fayetteville Police Department. We offer them yoga classes, and working with the children at the Fayetteville Parks and Rec summer camps. So I'd like to take this time to answer any questions that any of you might have. Candy.
What are your challenges? What is it that you need from us?
Okay, so our main challenges are funding. So we are looking at talking to Seed, trying to get some initial startup costs from them. We do have some current pending government contracts, but if anybody in this room has ever worked with the government, they understand that those things take longer than anything I've ever dealt with in my entire life. So we're really just looking for startup funding, any type of investments, things like that. Yes, you in the back.
2 questions.
Mm-hmm.
What's the $65,000 for?
Mm-hmm.
What is the exchange for someone who would invest?
Okay, so the $65,000 is our initial startup cost, and for the first 5 months of business that we will be in. So we need those costs for lease of the building, purchase of the float tank, upfit of the building, any general supplies for the business, and then our operating costs for the first 5 months. So actually, for the whole first year, it's only going to cost us $106,000 to run the business. Those are our average costs for the first year.
And so you have a place already mapped out?
We do. We have been in discussions with a local business downtown on Hay Street, and so we are looking to sign a lease within the next couple of months.
And then what, if someone were to invest out, what's the exchange, what's the value to them? Are you guys asking for like a convertible note? Are you looking for like debt, equity, or are you giving equity?
That's always up into discussion, and I would love to discuss that with you in more detail later date. Yes?
What are some of the outcomes of using flotation therapy?
That's a great question. So if you've never personally floated yourself, I don't want to put a label on it because everyone's experience is different. For me personally, floating, it feels, I deal with chronic back pain from the military. I have a service-connected disability with my back and my knees, so I'm always in pain. From the first minute of sitting in there, I was in 0 pain, and that has never happened to me in my entire life. So you're immediately going to feel pain relief, and so that's very helpful for people that deal with chronic pain, fibromyalgia, things like that. Also, being able to get into that deep state of relaxation, that helps your brain quiet down, and it helps you to be able to actually focus better. So athletes, they use it for athletic recovery. You have people that are in business that use it to be able to sharpen their business skills. It's just, It's a shortcut to achieving that really, really quiet state of meditation that a lot of times is not accessible to people. You had your hand up first. Sorry, ladies.
Is this something that can be associated with medical facilities as referrals from physicians? Just like pharmaceutical reps go door to door to physicians' offices and give samples of their medication to offer their patients. And then from there they get, additional funds, prescriptions are written and they're paid. Is this something that could be marketed to like a chronic pain clinic or places like that as a referral? And then is it something that is billable for insurance?
So on the insurance question, currently right now it is not billable for insurance. Brad and I have toyed around about the idea of trying to talk to TRICARE about being able to make it something that's billable, because that would be an absolute game changer. You can refer patients to the clinic, because it does allow you to have those pain reliefs and things like that for chronic pain clinics. So it could be a referable resource. You had your hand up first.
Oh, a similar question. For those who are currently on medication, how do you plan to work with their medical provider to transition them
off of the medication? I think that would actually be more of a conversation that the patient would have with their provider. So they would talk to their provider exactly about what they're doing. We would always be available as a resource to explain, because even though this therapy has been around since the 60s, it's now just gaining popularity. So we would always be available to talk with providers about the benefits of it. However, I think that would be a great conversation for the patient to have to plan with their doctor. Ma'am?
What's the cost of the sessions?
Oh, so the sessions, they range. They're a 60-minute session, and for a 60-minute session, it's $59.99. For a 90-minute session, you're looking at somewhere around $79.99.
That's really reasonable.
You had a question? Sorry.
Are you planning on adding anything as Reiki, acupuncture in addition to that?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So the main bulk of our business is the flotation therapy. We also offer the yoga therapy. It's more on a concierge style. So we go to the companies and we offer it like FTCC could do it during their lunch break or something like that. We do have a reflexologist. She's a certified reflexologist. We will be looking for an acupuncturist later on down the road. The real point of this business is we want to be able to make it franchisable. So we want to be able to have our flagship location right downtown, and then be able to have little pop-ups all around Fayetteville, and then grow it in the larger area, and then eventually be able to sell it.
2 more questions.
Okay.
Okay, where did the name Shanti come from?
So Shanti is the Sanskrit word for peace.
Who wants to be lucky?
Okay, sorry.
I'm interested, you said the first time you used it, you had immediate pain relief. How long did the pain relief last after you stopped the flotation?
So it was a 60-minute session, and I would say the pain came back probably an hour after the session. However, it was my first session. So you're looking at the immediate pain relief during the session. There are some studies that have been done that show with consistent therapy, you do see the decrease in pain relief in your daily life. However, you have to consistently keep up with it, just like anything else.
One last question. I broke my elbow.
You mentioned that floating has been around since the 60s. However, I've never heard of it.
Yeah.
I'm really interested. How do you capture your audience that's not aware? How do you bring awareness to your product?
Yeah, so that's a big part of what our marketing does, is we not only have to market our business, but we have to educate people about what we're doing. So what we really try to do is bring people in through having the small videos online, right? So it's kind of like, I think they call it, is it called clickbait? Is that the right word?
Yeah, no, clickbait is bad. Clickbait is like, do you believe you should be happy? Click yes for, share.
So it's not that. And then other than that, we also go to a lot of things within our, holistic market to be able to educate people. So events, trade shows, health and wellness fairs, we're always open to going to those, because unfortunately it is something that you either have to experience it or someone kind of has to walk you through what it is.
And so does it have to be in the dark for people that are scared of the dark?
No. No, it doesn't. Some of the newer tanks, actually there are, I mean, I could talk about this for hours.
Light therapy?
Right, but they have lights in them. So you don't even have to be in a tank per se. They make floating rooms. I've been in those too, which is more of an open pool. However, you do get a little bit cooler because because a lot of that heat is escaping. So they're trying to be able to accommodate all of these different issues that people have, claustrophobia, afraid of the dark, whatever it is. So there's definitely a float room for you. We'll get you in there.
Last but not least,
It's not a question, it's just a suggestion.
Yes.
You were saying you've been looking for a procedure code possibly that could be built for issues.
Yeah.
If there's not one listed in the category 1 that you think that could be affiliated with it, look at maybe just doing it as an unlisted or a category 3 code. If all of you people, shanty people, floating people would do that, they, although it probably will not be covered or possibly might not be covered, it's used as a means to collect data that in the future it possibly could be moved to a category 1 for possible reimbursement.
So 3. Okay.
So we offer procedural coding classes here.
Okay.
Or just contact me. Maybe I can.
Great. Thank you so much.
Nicole has the ongoing support of the Center for Innovation Entrepreneurship. She also has a very fine marketing SEO support person in Michael Rayburn. And she's also working with Walker Flores to help with grant writing. So she surrounded herself with a pretty good team, very smart team, a very nice local team. And now the main issue is to find that $65,000 or some part of it. So if any of you have any ideas, I'll be interested, and certainly Nicole would be interested in talking with you. We have 2 other people in the room who are going to be in our next class, our next 10-week 6 Steps to Success class. It starts, the Blackboard webpage opens on Monday, July the 10th at 8 o'clock. And the actual classroom session starts on July the 11th at 2 p.m. and will run for 10 weeks thereafter, upstairs in GCB 215. So I won't name the 2 students, but we have 2 signed up students here in the room for the next class, and we're looking for 13 to 18 more. So if you have any friends that would like to be a part of this next program, or any of your class, Lori, or anyone else, please send them our way, because we're actively wanting to get people signed up ahead of time so we can start communicating with them about procedures and practices and getting ready to use Blackboard and some of the early assignments, etc. But you've seen a sterling example of 3 of our graduates from our first class, our first 10-week 6 Steps to Success class. So I thank them again.